Well, wrestling fans, what do you think of Crimson? Interesting character. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Mike McGuire. It's a pleasure to be a part of your commentary team. A little bit of wrestling history for you. Tonight, 37 years ago, on April the 7th, at an event called WrestleMania 2, the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid won their first WWE, or then WWF, Tag Team Championships. Tonight, we could see history reinvented as a new set of Bulldogs look to find themselves as Tag Team Champions for the first time in Dungeon Wrestling. Please welcome my guests, along with their manager, Terry Cahill, the Billington Bulldogs.
Thank you for tuning in. Dungeon Wrestling here live at the Pavilion, and we are welcoming the next stage of wrestling, the beautiful lineage for these new coveted tag team belts that will be crowned here tonight. Here we are, the Billington Bulldogs, accompanied by their cousin Harry Smith. You can see they're crowd favorites, Mitch. They definitely love them here. Their manager, Terry. But you want to talk unfinished business. When we were here last, they took on these Bollywood boys. They went to a time limit. There was a draw. They extended the time. There was still no clear winner. So we are going to find it out.
What a surprise. Joining the Billington Bulldogs, son of the legendary British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Harry Smith is here as well. And for fans that don't know, the Billington Bulldogs, the nephews of the great Dynamite Kid. Harry, I have to ask you, tonight, as members of your own family, your own bloodline, your own wrestling heritage, compete to be the first ever Dungeon Wrestling Tag Team Champions, what are you feeling?
I have strong, very strong confidence in these two boys here. I've been training them. They've been training in Wigan up in the UK, and I think that they're ready. The torch is going to be passed to them tonight. You're looking at the future Dungeon Wrestling World Tag Team Champions right here.
Later on tonight, Harry, I have to ask, you have a match against El Oso Blanco, Bruno Blanco, the Cuban Giant. Last time you were here, you fought all around the Victoria Pavilion. What can we expect tonight?
That's right. Last time I was here in the Pavilion, I beat Bruno all around the arena. Tonight, if it takes me beating him all the way to Electric Avenue and back and heading to Coconut Joe's after, I will do it. Bruno, you're just a stepping stone. Nick Aldez, I have my eyes on you for that Stu Hart Heavyweight Championship.
That match is coming up later on tonight. I'm going to hand it over to our ring announcer because, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out who the first Dungeon Wrestling Tag Team Champions are right now.
Oh, hold on just a minute here.
¡Cállate todo, hijo de la gran putas! ¡Cállate la boca! ¡Dame un segundo!
Mr. K, his manager.
I need all of you to listen up! I'm in a wheelchair! Because of those young punks from across the pond! Not good enough to wrestle in your country, so you gotta come to ours. Let me tell you something, punks. That little square up we had, it ain't over. Tonight, Bruno is gonna wipe the floor with you, Mr. Harry Smith, and your whack manager. Bro, you're the only flames that can't skate, you bum. Let me tell you something. In a few minutes, it's going down. No matter how tight your tights are, it's going down.
Oh my goodness. Gentlemen, I don't know what I was just a part of, but...
I'm gonna fight that guy next time! You total loser! Let's go Bulldogs! Let's go Bulldogs! Let's go Bulldogs!
All right, well, now that the discussion is over, I think we have a tag team title match to get to, gentlemen.
I'm just happy you didn't get attacked and ripped apart for doing your job like that classless Nick Aldis earlier.
Yeah. Seems to be a fun place to hang out in the ring. Not so much.
I had your back.
Seems
Mitch
like everyone really likes you, Mike.
Well, what can I say, Mitch? I'm basically the opposite of you. It's a tough life, but I gotta live it somehow.
I will second that.
That's the closest these guys are going to come.
This contest is for the tag team title.
There we see those beautiful championships.
Let's welcome to the ring their opponents.
As this is a match that fans have been waiting for a while.
The Bollywood Boys.
Tell you, I'm excited to see this one. A lot of people claim that it was the match of the night when they were here and last faced each other, and it might even be again this evening.
It was arguably one of the greatest matches to happen in Dungeon Wrestling to date in our young history, but these men, the Bollywood Boys, they've been to the promised land. They're on a quest to get back there. In the meantime, they're facing a pair of men who are looking to get their first shot at greatness here in Dungeon Wrestling in a building that has family history. It doesn't get any more intense, any more emotional, any more competitive than what I think we're about to see here tonight between the Bollywood Boys and the Billington Bulldogs.
I'm curious to see which way you guys seem to be so biased with these guys. Who are you going to cheer for? Both guys you tend to cheer for, so I'm kind of curious.
I'm biased to any sort of wrestler that wants to go out and have a competitive, honest match. Especially for something as serious and important as the new tag team championship here in Dungeon Wrestling.
Mike, I know we don't always agree, but you got to agree on one thing. That when it comes to winning a championship, you got to have that little extra.
Listen, we're not saying that. Of course you got to have that little bit extra, but you got to do it in the right way, Mitch. Come on.
I'm not going to deny with you for a second. Wait a minute. Here it comes. It's time to Bangra. Let's go. We got a Bangra, boys. The traditional dance by the Bollywood Boys, the Bhangra, has happened in Dungeon Wrestling. And look at the shape that all four of these guys are in right now.
It is unbelievable.
For those that missed the first match, it was the first match we actually uploaded to the Dungeon Wrestling YouTube page. I would almost suggest that you go back and watch that before watching this one, but we're live on pay-per-view. We're live, pal. We can't go back in time right now.
Yeah, for example, we can't go back and just not invite Mitch anymore.
That's not true.
Hey, he's
I'm carrying
your
this
friend.
whole thing. I'm carrying it all, you guys.
You did carry something in here.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's a load of something, too.
Both these teams had such respect for each other last time they squared off, but you can see they're not afraid to pick up where they left off last time as aggression started to kick in. Wow! Big drop kick by Thomas.
Not wasting no time getting to work here tonight.
Gerb already has him down on the mat. That's the one thing you're going to have to do with these Bulldogs. Even though the Bollywood Boys are no strangers to high flying themselves, these Bulldogs are so quick and so agile. They come at you with anything.
Just a high octane match all across the board.
solidly behind here and doesn't rest on unfinished business. As now it's Thomas Billington with the takedown. Gerv is trying his best to get his way out of this lock. But it's very hard. He's got to spin his whole lower body around, or there you go. Managing to get up, but it's actually Thomas who's bringing him up, looking to drop him down perhaps again. But that opened up a series of blows for Gerv to push Thomas off the rope. Shoulder tackle. Thomas not wasting any time. Gets caught in a hip toss now. Springs out with a boot. Both men back up. This time body slam from Thomas. Gerv this time kicks out. Tag.
Look at the intensity.
And it's Harv with a kick to the midsection. Double suplex coming up. Quick, beautiful execution. And the Bollywood's trying to slow down Thomas. They remember last time, Thomas Billington was a house of fire in here. And if you can slow him down by any means necessary, that's your only chance, I think, of actually beating him.
That's true, but then when you do that to one, then the other one comes at you.
Yeah, Mark is no slouch himself, as he's eagerly on the outside of the ring. But right now, it's Harv keeping Thomas in the corner of the Bollywood boys.
Just working the shoulder.
Well, this was the strategy last time, although last time it was a lot more technical. While this is a significant hold, it's also being added with a lot of brutality and strength here, so we'll see. Tag. Blind tag. There you go. Mark catching Harv with a drop kick on the outside now. Goes Thomas. And it's Mark Billington and Harv for the Bollywood boys.
So far, it's like looking into a mirror. These two teams are so alike. It's actually kind of eerie.
I thought you were saying looking into a mirror for yourself, which I'd have to call a serious flag on that one, but we get back to the action in the ring. Shoulders down. Mark is off the ropes. Harbaugh follows with a clothesline. Harv hit it with such force he could feel it in his arm. You can see him shaking the arm off. Shoulders up. And then down for two. But you can see Mark blocking those shots as best he can, keeping a guard up. And this is what's breaking down to a fight once again. You like aggression, Mitch. This is the match for you. These teams respecting each other coming in, but they're not afraid to take it to each other.
What have I told you, Mike? Who's got that extra? Who's got that little spice?
They're falling into their groove right now. Nice quick tags, getting those fresh legs in.
You got to remember, Harv and Gerv, brothers growing up as well. This is a meeting of teams who have grown up together their entire lives. The amount of silent communication, or not even having to communicate, just running off instinct for each team.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I don't know how you guys are feeling about this, but it feels like we've never left, and this is just a continuation from that last match.
I remember that first match being one of the greatest matches I've ever seen, not just in dungeon wrestling, but in professional wrestling, period. And both teams trying to bring the best out of each other, and then trying to counter that, as we see. Mark whipping the ropes. Back body drop, rolls them up. Shoulders down for two.
You can tell who's been in the gym a little bit more. These Bollywood guys look great. This, what's this gentleman's name? Mark? He's got to eat something once in a while.
I wouldn't take his size for granted at all. Mark Billington is surprisingly strong. There is an ounce of fat on this kid. It's all muscle. And he's got that speed, that agility. Plus, he's got the height over his own brother. So that gives him an advantage. He's actually the tallest man in the match here. So
two things that Mitch doesn't have, height and personality. Thanks for pointing it out, Mike.
But I do have muscle, which both of you would, if you guys ever want to see what a bicep looks like, come over here and I'll take a look at one.
Oh, you brought a picture? Back in the ring, it's Mark Billington getting that reverse chin lock now. On to Gerv, who's desperate for a tag. Drop down. Basically tried to get a stunner on. It was just enough to shake Mark Billington off.
Very great experience move right there. And again, coming in for that quick tag, knowing their limits.
Bollywood's looking for another double suplex, perhaps this time. Thomas makes the save for his brother. Double drop kick. Both Bollywoods are down. Tandem body slams. These Bulldogs working together. Well-oiled machine. Sees Gerb roll to the outside, and Harv is in trouble. Whipped off the ropes. Double shoulder tackle. Reverse elbow from Thomas. Oh, wait a minute. We've seen this before. Both men to the outside. Suicide dives on the both Bollywoods. And the Billingtons taking no prisoner, giving no quarter.
Can the ref get a little control of this match? It's unbelievable.
These Dungeon Wrestling fans are coming unglued.
Thomas left him. Taking his place in the corner there.
Back in the ring, Mark goes for the cover, shoulders down, pulling the face down, but still only gets 2 on Harv in the ring. Gerb struggling to get back up to position to be there for his brother, as the Billington boys are now working together. We've seen this classic. Nothing fancy, but it works. A boot to the mush.
A little tit for tat. Bollywood boys tried it, and guess what? The Billington said we can too.
Oh my goodness.
That would never hurt.
Oh, don't do any more. Don't do any more.
That's going to hurt in the morning.
Thomas setting up for something. Drop kick off the top rope.
I did not know which way he was going to go.
Harv was strung up by the Bollywood, so to speak. And now on the outside, Gerb is trying to get the referee to stop this. At least give some fair space in between. Gerb unsuccessful in getting the referee to get the Billingtons to at least give Harv a shot. But now Gerb trying to protect his brother once again. Referee Ben Omen needs to do something.
Yeah, finally. Thank you, Mike.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Mitch. But the bottom line is here, what can the referee do at this point? These teams are so aggressive with each other, they're out of control.
Nice sneaky tag there.
Line tag, shoulders down now. 2 count for Mark. Billington takes Harv. Sternum first into that turnbuckle. Another cover, doesn't hook the legs. Good for 2 from Mark Billington. I think both of these teams are getting caught up a little too much in their aggression. They're forgetting the finer finesse. Things like hooking the legs, putting your full body weight down on the pin. These things will help.
Well, I think they might be worried about going into a time limit again.
Fortunately, this is a championship match. We have an extended time limit.
That's right, they got to calm themselves down.
I do have to say, these Billington boys are showing me a little bit of that spice I was talking about. It's starting to come out. This has been literally a very even match.
Mark trying to go to the high rent district, but Harv cuts him off. This time, Harv beating Mark up top, being greeted by a series of headbutts from Billington. Harv gets down to the mat, but back up again. You could call it fighting aggressive or fighting dirty at this point. Those headbutts have got to hurt. But Harv's still fighting through. You got to wonder if he's just doing this off instinct. They're going way up top now. Massive superplex. Both men are down. This is for the Dungeon Wrestling Tag Team Championship. What is going to happen?
You said it best. If you want to win these beautiful titles, you have to do things just like that.
What a move.
Referee Ben Oman up to 5. Neither competitor has moved at all. Both men starting to roll around a little bit, but it's Harv who's getting up to his feet first, it seems. Maybe not. Both men makes the tag, and it's Gervin Thomas in. Running clothesline meets Billington. Gerv follows up with a reverse elbow, inverted atomic drop. And Gerv spinning heel kick off to the side of the face of Thomas Billington. Here's the pin, here's the cover. Only good for 2. Small package now. Rolling up.
He almost had him.
Thomas Billington kicks out. Gerv takes out Mark. And the Bollywood boys trying to make this thing as advantageous for themselves as they can with a series of European uppercuts in the corner by Gerv. Goes to whip Thomas into the corner. Blind tag. Setting up for a big drop, flying elbow.
This could be it. This could be it.
Just 2 for the Bollywood boys. What do they got to do to take these Bulldogs out?
Unbelievable.
This is an unbelievable contest. Tag team champions on the line. Still just a 2 count.
We almost had new champions.
What have I told you about these refs and these counts today?
I don't think this has anything to do with the referee's count so much as the passion of both teams in this match.
At least the ref can count, Mitch.
Tag. Sees Harv come in. Wait a minute. Shades of demolition. Bollywood style.
That's it.
That's got to be it.
This could be if he can roll over Thomas, who is dead weight right now. And Mark breaks the count. That could have been 3. Action on the outside. It's Terry Gahill. I don't know. The man from Fubar should probably stay away from Bollywood boys at this point.
There it is. One of the
Wow! Massive flying moonsault! Mark to the outside on Gerv. Inside the ring. Count continues on Thomas and Harv.
Everyone's down. They're down inside. They're down outside.
What
It's
a match.
unbelievable.
What a match.
And these fans are getting on their feet here at the Victoria Pavilion for Dungeon Wrestling.
How could they not? At this point, they should just give 1 belt to each team and call it a day.
I can't believe I actually agree with you.
Well, sorry, fellas, we don't do participation trophies in Dungeon Wrestling. We're going to get a champion tonight. And it's just reduced to blows in the center of the ring. We got us a hockey fight.
Oh!
You'd almost think we were next door to Flames or a Hitman game. But we're in the center of the Dungeon Wrestling ring. And both men talking to each other, trashing each other. Just trying to get any sort of psychological advantage now. Off the rope, sunset flip. Wait a minute, push legs down for 2. Almost shades of the British Bulldog defeating Bret the Hitman Hart.
Wembley Stadium, 1992. Wow.
You know that both these teams have watched that match. They've watched some of the greatest tag team matches of all time, many of which who competed in this very building. Wait a minute. Setting up for the tombstone pile driver. Thomas drives it in on Harv. Is that enough? New tag team champions, the first ever in Dungeon Wrestling, and it's still undecided.
Unbelievable.
It's Thomas Billington trying to decode the Bollywood boys, trying to figure out how to get this victory.
A look of disbelief on his face, and I don't blame him.
They have pulled every trick out of their box. Nothing. I don't know how this is going to end. This is crazy.
Listen to the fans. Listen to the fans. We've heard a steady support for the Bulldogs tonight. We're hearing a steady support for the Bollywood boys. This is what tag team wrestling is all about. This is what dungeon wrestling is all about, fans. And you're watching it live tonight. We thank you for being here for this momentous occasion. As Thomas Billington, he's not going up again. He's not. No, there's no way. Harvin's across the ring. That's a 20-foot jump.
He's all the way on the other side of the ring. How's he going to make
25.
it?
He's centered.
He's flying back home.
Oh!
Diving headbutt. Does he got Harv too close to the ropes, though? Once again, on instinct and nothing else.
After a pile driver and a headbutt off the top ropes, how did he even think to put his leg on the rope?
These teams aren't running on logic. They are running on pure instinct right now. Harv took a shot, realizing that perhaps he hadn't moved from where he last was and got his foot on the rope. You see Thomas take that insane risk, and now he's calling to end it. What's he got planned here? Not another tombstone. Wait, reversal. Harv from behind, and this time Harv gets cast to the outside, which might be the safest place for the Bollywood boy.
Like
Gerv nowhere to be seen. Harv on the outside. Thomas barely upright in the middle of the ring. And his brother Mark unable to stand to even make a tag.
Ref's counting. Looks like he's at 3.
The last time these two met, it went to a time limit draw. That match got extended by Dallas Hart, promoter of Dungeon Wrestling, only to be interrupted by Bruno Blanco. We didn't have a winner then, but we're supposed to have a winner tonight. We will have new tag team champions, but who will it be?
It truly is a coin flip at this point.
Technically, it's an inaugural championship. Either team could win by countout. But I know neither team wants to win the title that way. And Harv having words with Terry Cahill. On the outside, shoves the man down. And you know, as much as Terry is a bit of a character in his own right, I do believe he was trying to help. He wasn't doing anything with malice. Back in the ring, Thomas up high. Misses the drop kick, though. Wait a minute. Setting up for a sharpshooter. The Bollywood boys have said what a huge influence the Hart family were to them over the years. And this time, turning it around, though, goes for a Boston Crab. Perhaps. Wait, close release, sunset flip. Shoulders up. Wait a minute. Referee says 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, the Billington Bulldogs!
Wow.
Well earned. Well deserved.
Your new Dungeon Wrestling!
But I don't know, guys. I think we need to see a replay on this.
I have to agree with you on that one, Mike. I mean, you know, when he did that sunset flip, I was gauging whether the shoulders were down.
Harv taking one of the titles away from Mark Billington. Wait a minute. Both men now laying claim to the tag team championships. And there it is. That's the sportsmanship. That's how these two teams started 2 months ago here in Dungeon Wrestling. That's how it started, and that's how it finishes with the first ever Dungeon Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the Billington Bulldogs.
A sign of respect between both teams, and how can you not?
I agree. Excellent fight. Unbelievable.
And
Well
once
done.
again, it was 37 years ago today that their uncle, the Dynamite Kid, along with Davey Boy Smith as the British Bulldogs, won the WWE, then World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania 2. And we come full circle here tonight in Dungeon Wrestling. The Bulldogs are Tag Team Champions once again.
The crowd is electric. I'm even having a hard time.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen, your new first ever Dungeon Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the Billington Bulldogs. An emotional night for these men, these young men who are still just getting so started, so early in their careers. And look at this, these young fans celebrating alongside the new Tag Team Champions. Mitch, even you got to be impressed.
I have to admit, it was an excellent fight, up and down. And you know what? They had to find that little spice. And even though it was the outside interference by their manager, I'll take it. I liked what I saw there.
New tag champions once again, the Billington Bulldogs.
Sorry, big guy.
Outpour of support. They just want to be around the champs. I don't blame them.
There you have it. Fans, we are live. This is Dungeon Wrestling on pay-per-view, broadcasting around the world. Thanks to HN Live. We're so happy. There it is right there, the legacy of the British Bulldogs. Let's take a look back at this match now, gentlemen. Again, beautiful tandem teamwork and recovery.
Great coordination.
Well-oiled machines between both teams.
There will now be a 15-minute intermission.
As we see, again, just the incredible aerial attack from the Bollywood Boys.
If you're interested,
Flying elbow smash, courtesy of Harv, and then the demolition drop.
Sale until the end of the intermission.
Tombstone pile driver there from Thomas, followed by that insane diving headbutt.
And the crew is approaching.
And here it is. Here's the cover. Can't tell from that angle, but I don't know. It seemed close. Those shoulders must have got down just in time. And we have new tag team champions for the first time in Dungeon Wrestling in the Billington Bulldogs.
They remain